Hello, everyone. Good to have you again on this podcast. I'm your host, Barrister Mrs. Esther Ehinosen, Ileogben, and the convener of Singles, Dynamic Singles and Married Talk Show, where we do a lot of discussion about marital issues, singles lifestyle, parenting issues, kitchen corner, and what have you. Today, I'm going to be dissecting a topical question that always arises between would-be couples and also married couples. And the question goes this way. They usually ask, is it advisable to have joint accounts with your spouse? Hmm. Yes, I will say yes and I will say no. There's two angles to that question. For peace to reign, all what I usually say here is about to have peace in the home, joy, and friendship and communion in the marriage. These are the basic reason why God orchestrated marriage, and every married couple or would be married couple need to understand these basics. So if having a joint account is going to cause disunity, is going to bring lack of peace and togetherness, I will say no. If having a joint account is going to bring insecurity between the man and the woman, I will say no. Insecurity in what ways? Maybe the woman has more money, is more wealthier than the husband, and she doesn't want your husband to really get involved or to really know what is the extent of her money, then is no. Then for the man to, maybe the man to just want to have the woman as a full housewife and he wants to be in control of his money at all times and releasing the money to the wife, I will also say no for the sake of peace to reign. Then I will say yes if it is from the onset. If the couples, the would-be couples, have discussed this, I usually say there's a lot of questions that need to be understood, that need to be asked between couples before they go into marriage. If this particular issue have been discussed before they go into that marriage, all well and good. So they already have a plan. They're already preempting themselves that this is what we're going to be doing when we get into the marriage. So it's a yes and it's good. So they are going to know what actually they are going to be using that money for. If it's going to be to buy a house, if it's going to be for the payment of the rent, if it's going to be for the vacation, if it's going to be for the child's school fees. Yes, it's an agreement. We all know the responsibility of paying school fees is of the man. But if the parties come together to understand themselves and they have an agreement, all well and good. And they said, okay, from your own purse or my own purse, we're going to be putting money together to fund this, fine. But in exclusion of that, there's going to be trouble. There's really going to be trouble. So that's why I said it's a yes and it's a no. So look at the one that really suits your situation and see how it can work for you. Most times in marriages, what works for A does not necessarily work for B. It depends on your person. It depends on your understanding. It depends on your belief. It depends on your acceptance of each and each individual's points of understanding, your perception, and what you want, what you like, and what you want to be seen in the home. So with this, I think to some great extent, you are having a clear mind of whether couples should have joint accounts. You can have joint account for a particular project, then you have your separate account. But if you want to be prying into each finances and all that, it also depends on mutual understanding and mutual respect on that light. By all means, try as much as possible to have an understanding within yourself and let peace reign in the home. So with this, I have to call it off for today until we meet next time. Always have a good understanding about relationship, your marital relationship, and relationship with others. It will also help you. It's not always about you. It's always about the other person. So be good to yourself. I see you next time. Ciao.